All right, are we on? Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. All right, hey, what's up, guys? First of all, I want to say thank you to everyone who's been helping me get this far with my YouTube. We're almost close to 100 followers, and also, hold on. Right. Yeah. So, first on, I know we use on Friday, do like our normal things on Friday. We play a bunch of fighting games and stuff. But before, I just want to do a reaction on the video. Um. So yeah. So basically, this video, all right. So I'm gonna do a reaction on the new upcoming DLC that's happening for Sparking Zero, and also I want to give a huge shout out for Zoom 7K. This YouTuber named Zoom 7K. He does also does TikTok. So guys, show some love to my boy. He actually gave me permission to actually do the whole reaction for this. So yeah, I appreciate you, bro. Yeah, so this first part of the live is gonna be basically me doing a whole bunch the reaction to it. I'm basically gonna talk about what's gonna happen for Spark Zero and all that stuff. So yeah, hold on. I'm not gonna hold you. There's a lot of things I feel like there's the bit wrong for Sparky Zero. Like, I don't know why the fact that they're making a whole new DLC pack just for all the characters that should have been in the base game. Base game, they should have been in the base roster of the game because one. Here's the thing. When I heard about Sparky, when people heard about the whole trailer, when they did the whole trailer for Sparky Zero, especially when I did the reaction, when I looked at a video called, when I looked at Afro's video, he thought it was a trilogy because they basically showed like a whole bunch of clips of the old Budokai Tenkaichi game. I low-key thought it was a trilogy also. I'm not gonna hold you. I low-key thought it was a trilogy. Like, and I feel like what got away with the hype was that one. A whole bunch of people when they saw the trailer for Sparky Zero, a whole bunch of people were excited. Were excited about we're getting a new Dragon Ball Z. They were saying, "Oh, we've won. We've been begging people for this game. Oh, they've been begging." Bro, as soon as they get the game, a lot of people were starting complaining about, "Oh, the game is bad." There's a whole bunch of mix up with the stuff, and also like many people complain how there's whole bunch of glitches and stuff, which I kind of agree because here's the thing. When I bought my PS5, I bought my PS5 only for one reason, which was Sparking Zero, because unfortunately I can't play the game on the PS4, so I had to buy a PS5 just to get the game. I didn't buy a PS I mean I I mean I didn't buy a PS5 because I didn't wanted it. I thought it was cool for me to have a PS5, but the main reason why I bought the PS5 was to get the game. So yeah, also, I feel like another problem I had with Spark Zero was how low key bad, how low key bad the online was. Because because one of the biggest problems I had with Spark Zero, especially when the game released, was how badly the online play was. Because one, this game was not really made for this game was not really made for online, especially like how they did the whole setup with like splitting up normal play and ranked. Like they do their ranking system, and it's not even the whole rank, like the whole level system, like the whole tier. system. It's just how they designed the whole ranking system. And like, if you're like playing with a person that you know and you're a friend, you obviously cannot play with them. You obviously cannot like play with them in like games. You have to literally invite them based on what console you have. I feel like they could have made this game like a crossplay type game, because if they're making copies of if they're making the game for three different consoles, I know they've never had like I know it's rare for having like consoles that have crossplay for anime games, but I feel like Sparkle Zero could have been that one game where they had crossplay for three consoles, because one, they had the game on PlayStation, it was on Xbox and PC, and surprisingly, we got a Switch version of the game. I was not expecting a Switch version to get its own copy, because never I've never like thought the Switch would have got, or Nintendo would have been like interested of getting part of the Spark and Zero like community and stuff like that. Don't get me wrong. Back in the days, they had like the only time when Nintendo had like Dragon Ball related stuff was between Budokai 1, 2, and 2, and they stopped between like Tenkaichi 2 and 3. Apart from that, this was like the second time like Nintendo's ever participate in having like a HD an HD fighting arena fighting game for Dragon Ball, especially like being able to play online and stuff. That's actually pretty rare to have for Nintendo. So yeah, hold on. He should have. They should have been in the game. I don't know why. They should have been in the game. Why? Okay, hold on. For this, okay, yo, okay. Here's what I'm gonna say. I feel like characters I'm gonna give a pass to is between. Okay, I'm gonna give a pass to Jocko. I feel like characters I will give a pass to for the DLC is definitely Jocko. I'm gonna give a huge pass to Chilai. Both of them has never been in the game. I think Kid Oob doesn't get a pass because like to be you gotta think about it. They've never had Oob Kid Oob's model in Tenkaichi. Maybe for Chase my gun, Kayla. Yo, Kayla. Kayla. Mom, killers. Mom, killers. Hold on, guys. I gotta fix the audio because for some reason, I didn't even realize the display audio was on. Hold on. I didn't even realize the thing wasn't on. Hold on, y'all. I gotta just fix something real quick.
Vegeta,
Give me
understand
every bro, like
that
no.
these characters were already on the base game of Budokai Tenkaichi 3. Now, mind you, there was no DLC during this time. Budokai Tenkaichi 3 came out in like the, I think, mid 2000s. I think it came out around like 2007 or 2006. Around that time, that's when Budokai Tenkaichi 3 came out. And there was no DLC during that time, and the microtransactions didn't really exist back in the day, especially in like the mid to late 2000s. They didn't really exist like that. However, these characters are from Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball.
My bad, guys. I'm gonna restart it real quick because hold on. You guys can see it, right? I'm just gonna bring it down a little bit because apparently this thing is glitching.
Let me ask you guys a question. Are you guys excited for the new Sparking Zero update that's dropping in the summer? And if you are, let me know what you're excited for. Whether it be the characters, the costumes, the stages, or the new game mode, let me know what you're excited for in the comments below. As for me, I'm in the middle. I'm excited that we're getting new content added into the game, especially that new game mode, which I'll get into later.
I'm not gonna hold you. I think it is kind of cool that Bardock is finally having a Super Saiyan form, cause like Super Saiyan form, especially when it comes to like the games, Super Saiyan Bardock is very exclusive, especially when he has Super Saiyan. Because when it comes to Bardock, especially when he has Super Saiyan, you barely see him have it in like the mainline games unless you have to unlock it or shit. The last time I ever seen go Bardock have Super Saiyan, especially like in games, is between Battle of Z and Xenoverse 2. But you had to unlock it. It's because I didn't even know how you had to unlock um Super Saiyan, the Super Saiyan transformation for Bardock. That's a form that I could. That's a form that I have to figure out how to get in Xenoverse. To figure out how to get in.
But I'm also trying to understand, why am I paying for this? Why? Can somebody please let me know why I'm paying for a character like Nam?
Yeah, like why? Why did Bad Night thought it was a good idea to have a pack just for them to bring back all these characters? That should have been in the base roster. Like, there's a whole bunch of characters. They Nom should have been in the game. PyCon should have been in the game. 17, Super 17 should have been in the game. Everybody from Tenkaichi 3 should have been in the game. Nom, Devilman, the guy from Dragon, I forgot his name. The dude with the wings, the assassin from the original anime. Um, General Shao, I feel like for General Shao, they should definitely give him like his robot form. I think it'd be cool if they, I think it would be cool if they gave him his robot form, cause he's never had a robot. He's never had his robot form in like fighting games except for like games that are story based. That would be cool. Like, and the peel off game, the peel. You know what? I mean, it'd be cool if they were in the game, but it's not really that important. Like if they do add them, they should definitely make them like a fast character. I mean, they're going to be a giant character, but at least make them like a fast type. Because like I'll be honest, for Spark and Zero, I don't like how the giant characters be fighting sometimes because for Sparking, I feel like they're way easier to I feel like for Spark and Zero, the giant characters are way easier to battle than or way easier to beat than Tenkaichi. Because with Tenkaichi, especially with the giant ape, the graded characters, they have super armor. Don't know why they got rid of it. They got rid of that. Unless you're playing with like low tier characters such as with low power and stuff like that. There's no way for them to like beat you unless you're use like low tier characters. That's all I gotta say.
Devilman? Pycon? King Vegeta.
Like why? I don't know why they decide to have it that set just a pack just for all these old characters to be in. They should have been in the base roster. Champa should have been in the game. Should have been in the base roster. They did the same thing to. Hold on. Hmm. They did the same thing to Champa in Xenoverse 2. They made him a whole DLC character. I mean, he's a new character in Xenoverse 2 because he's never been in the first one, but he should have been a base character in the game. To be fair. I'll give her a pass. I'll give Chilai a pass. The only like
King.
I feel like the only characters I would give a pass, especially like being new and Sparky, has to be between Shilai, Jocko, Kid Oob. Kid Oob, I'm gonna give Kid Oob a pass because even though he was in the Budokai games, especially the third game, he's never been in the Tenkaichi series. Also, a lot of people like I feel like a lot of a game that people has been playing a lot. It has to be Rage Blast. I wish Spark and Zero had the whole custom. I wish Spark and Zero had the moveset customizations because I feel like with Rage Blast, especially with Rage Blast 2, how exclusive they've been with their special moves and stuff like that. They should have definitely added that in Spark and Zero. Cause especially when they did the story mode, one thing I didn't like, one thing that pissed me off in Spark and Zero was the fact that they had certain moves that you couldn't use, like in matches, which were only exclusive in like the story mode. I did not like the.
King Piccolo. Why? Super 17?
He should have been in
Why
the
am I?
roster.
You guys have to understand
I'm gonna give Jocko a
that
pass. I'm gonna give Jocko not even just the characters. They now want to add stages that were in the original game that they should have been in the base roster. For example, another example.
these characters were already on the base game of Budokai Tenkaichi 3. Now, mind you, there was no DLC during this time. Budokai Tenkaichi 3 came out in
when they gave each character like their own chapter. They had stages in the story mode that were like used as cutscenes, which they should have been in the game. Kami's Lookout should have been in the game. Like as a stage, this game did the story. This game did a dirty look when it came to like the snow stages. They didn't even use a snow. They had to wait until the pack just for them to have a snow stage. And Kami's also wasn't even
like
in the base
the
roster.
I think mid
Wasn't even
2000s.
in
I
the
think it
base
came out around
game.
like 2007 or 2006. Around that time, that's when Budokai Tenkaichi 3 came out. And there was no DLC during that time, and the microtransactions didn't really exist back in the day, especially in like the mid to late 2000s. They didn't really exist like that. However, these characters are from Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball GT. Why am I paying for Super 17?
Like that like, I
They
don't know why
exclusively
did
left him out of the
DLC just to
roster
have these
on
characters.
purpose. It's like they was like, you know what, we're gonna add all the major Zaga characters from GT, but you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna minus Super.
I'm not even gonna hold you. Another game I'm gonna use as an example is Storm Connections. They did the Naruto Storm games dirty, especially with the last one that they made. They finally decided the fact that they finally decided to have, Kuronai as a base character is crazy. Cause in the original game she was never she was never a selective character. She was mostly used as a support. You have characters such as like in Storm 1 they had awesome as support. Kurenai was a support character. The girl with the snake power, I forgot her name. Um Shizune was a support. I would have been. I actually wanted to use. I'm not gonna hold you. I wish Shizune was in Connections. I mean, I know she's a side character, but like, it would have
Super
been.
17
It
had
would have been cool if she was in the base roster of the game, like low key. Like, I don't know why Bandai keep doing like making these unnecessary changes to like fan favorite games as if it's needed. Like they keep making these dumbass changes, and then just to make the fans mad and shit, as if they don't care what the fans think and stuff. Like they need to get their shit together.
his own Zaga, but we gotta pay for him. It's just I don't understand. And then some of the Dragon Ball characters like Tao, Grandpa Gohan, Nam.
Love Roblox?
I'm gonna get an ad
Earn
block.
Roblox digital gift.
Sorry, guys.
Android 8, General Blue? Why am I paying for these characters? Who genuinely was like,
These characters should have been in the game.
you know what? I want Nam to be DLC. No, actually, I want General Blue to be DLC. Actually, I want Devilman as DLC. Who's asking for that? Who? Why are...
God, the edits are crazy.
Unless you're
Hope the edits
trolling,
for this video,
who
bro.
generally wants to pay for a character like Devilman?
Nah, but for real.
Who? Nobody. Grandpa.
I do like the Chain Blast idea. I feel like the Chain Blast gives me like Broken Bond. No, not Broken Bond. I'm thinking of a wrong. Burning Blood. It's giving me like the Unity. It's giving me like Burning Blood vibe, especially like when you're playing in like match. They have like the Unity phases and stuff like that. Like that's a smart idea. Like you could do mid combos and you could do when you're doing like combos and stuff like that, and you could use other characters to do like special move. That shit is tough. Like the whole system, like you can swap character, you can switch your character, and while doing that, they do their special move. That shit is tough. Like I feel like if they do that, they should definitely like make it where it's not just trapped to one move like other moves and stuff. Because that would be tough. Like the way how they do it in fighters. Yeah, that shit is tough. Low key.
Gohan. All respect to him. All due respect to Grandpa Gohan. But why am I paying for him for DLC? Why am I paying for Grandpa Gohan for
That's
DLC?
cool,
Why?
I guess.
It doesn't make any sense. Now, some of these characters that they have are actually pretty cool, like Super Saiyan Bardock, Chilled, Beerus' brother, I forgot his name, Jacko, Chilai. All these characters, they have never been in any of the Budokai games,
Oh,
which
that's actually. Next time they got the dude from the movie. I forgot his name. Lemon. Yeah, that's actually kind of cool. I'm not gonna hold
Jacko,
you.
Chilai, all these characters, they have never.
Okay, that's actually kind of cool. I'm not. I'll give him like. I'll give Bandai a pass with that. That's actually kind of cool. Like
Now, some of these characters that they have are actually pretty cool, like Super Saiyan Bardock, Chilled.
that's actually kind of cool. But like the only my thing with this is that like I think it's cool that they're adding like more moves for certain characters and stuff. But like if they really wanted, but like for them to do it in a way like it's trapped on whatever costume you're using, I feel like that's kind of dumb. Cause I feel that's kind of weird. Cause if they're gonna trap that special move into what costume applied, they should have just done like a thing like in Razor Blast. They should have just done the thing where you could select what special move you want. Like in Storm, like if you're like for example Storm 4, they have the thing where you can select what special ultimate you want your character to do instead of it being trapped by the costume. They have the same thing in Storm, but like it's a way better function. It's a way better system than Sparking Zero. I just don't like the fact that they have. I think it's cool. Like I said, it's cool that they're giving these certain characters like a new special movies, but like it being trapped in like in a forms, that's kind of stupid in my opinion. I don't know.
Beerus' brother, I forgot his name, Jacko, Chilai, all these characters, they have never been in any of the Budokai games, which is reasonable. These are new characters, we never seen them
Bro,
before,
even
and they are
even
actually
got
reasonable to be
what's it
DLC.
called?
People, I can actually see people saying, okay, I want to pay for Super
They
Saiyan
even did
Bardock, I
they
want to
even
pay.
did Supreme Kai dirty. Like damn, GT is getting damn. They even GT state GT costume is getting way more love than the base what's it called? Than the base OG anime. Like it's getting more and more love than ZT. I'm not gonna hold you. They even did they even did Supreme Kai dirty. I hope they gave if they're gonna have Supreme Kai, they might as well add Kibito. If you think about it, cause like Kibito, if Kibito was in the game, it would be cool. I'm not gonna hold you.
Reasonable. These are new characters, we never seen them before, and they are actually reasonable to be DLC. People, I can actually see people saying, okay, I want to pay for Super Saiyan Bardock, I want to pay for Chilled, or I want to pay for Beerus' brother or whatever. I want to pay to see Chilai or Jacko, all these characters. Like those are cool. And I think they also have like GT Vegeta, GT Trunks. I think they're also gonna have GT Goten. Maybe, hopefully they will, because it doesn't make any sense you're gonna have GT Trunks and then not have GT Goten. Doesn't really make any sense. But you know, they have these characters, and that's actually pretty cool. I would actually pay for that because we have not seen these characters in the previous
Like
Budokai games. So that is 100% fine. And I'm
they gonna look. Here's the thing: if they're gonna do DLC, at least make the costumes free. Cause like if they gonna, cause you making a person like paying for costumes in a game is outrageous. I don't even care if the costumes is linked to like ultimate moves. That's just greedy for Bandai to make their fans or like game players pay to use the costumes, which is outrageous in my opinion. I don't know.
100% cool with that. They also need to give us the option to transform from GT Vegeta to Super Saiyan 4. They need to add that. If they don't, that is completely garbage. But anyway, yeah, so these characters are reasonable. But why am I paying for characters like Pycon? You got Bojack in the game, but not one of his minions in the game, and she was in the previous games. You also got Cooler in the game, but you don't got his minion Salza in the game. Like, I don't understand that. It just doesn't make any type of sense to me, bro. Why am I paying for these characters? Why? For what? They have one of Bardock's friends, I forgot his name. He's new in the game. He hasn't been in the previous game, so that's also cool as well. So like, I guess some characters like that you could maneuver and say, okay, we can make them DLC because people actually want to see them, like Fasha, whatever. I'll give them a slide for that, for some of those characters. But characters like King Vegeta, I mean, I guess you could say King Vegeta will be reasonable. People would actually pay for it.
I don't even know why they decided to make Fidel's Great Saiyan Woman outfit a DLC attachment, because they should have this is what I'm talking about. This shit where they're making making costumes for characters a DLC has to be the most dumbest shit. I will be honest, they're adding new costumes, which is cool and all. But like, if the one where they have Goten and Trunks, hold on, let me back up a bit. Where's that one where Goten and Trunks? Where's the one with Goten and Trunks? I need to find this.
Them before, and they are actually reasonable to be DLC. People, I can actually see people saying, okay, I want to pay for Super Saiyan Bardock, I want to pay for
There's the one for Goten and Trunks, because I saw it. I saw their thing before.
Devilman as DLC. Who's asking for that? Who? What? Devilman as DLC. Actually, who? How? Grandpa Gohan? Nam? And some of the Dragon Ball characters like Tao, Grandpa Gohan, Nam, Android 8, General Blue. Why am I
Here's the
paying for
thing.
these characters? Who genuinely
I'm
was
trying
like,
to
you know
find that
what?
scene where, I'm trying to find this
I want
scene
Nam
where,
to be DLC. No,
where-
actually, I want General Blue to be
Where's that
DLC.
scene,
Actually,
where Goten and Trunks
I
combine
want
this. I'm trying to find
Devilman
that,
as
'cause
DLC. Who is asking for that? Who? Why are... Unless you're trolling, who generally wants to pay for a character like Devilman? Who? Nobody. Grandpa Gohan. All respect to him. All due respect to Grandpa Gohan. But why am I paying for him for DLC? Why am I paying for Grandpa Gohan for DLC? Why? It doesn't make any sense. Now, some of these characters that they have are actually pretty cool, like Super Saiyan Bardock, Chilled, Beerus' brother, I forgot his name, Jacko, Chilai. All these characters, they have never been in any of the Budokai games.
that's what this is what I was talking about. See, if they're gonna do this for here's the thing. If they're gonna do this for Goten and Trunks, hold on, let me lower the quality a bit because it is kind of lagging.
His name, Jacko, Chilai. All these characters, they have never been in any of the Budokai.
See, this is what I'm talking about. Here's the thing. If they wanted to do this for Goten and Trunks, they should have done this like the fusion dance, or not the fusion dance, but at least like a skin for Gotenks. Because with this is basically the original Gotenks, because they were able to like combine themselves into they literally fuse into one being and like make it sound as if they're one character. Like I don't know. I think it is kind of cool that these are in the game, but I feel like for this character, they should at least give him like funny animations, like they tripping over, like they walking and stuff like that. Shit would have been so cool.
Well, I would actually pay for that because we have not seen these characters in the previous Budokai games. So that is 100% fine. And I'm 100% cool with that. They also need to give us the option to transform from GT, Vegeta to Super Saiyan 4. They need to add that. If they don't, that is completely garbage. But anyway, yeah, so these characters are reasonable. But why am I paying for characters like Pycon? You got Bojack in the game, but not one of his minions in the game. And she was in the previous games. You also got Cooler
Like, these characters that were in. Sorry, I'm gonna keep pausing, but like these characters that were in
in the game,
that were
but you
in
don't got
the-
his
you have
minion
to
Salza
grind
in the
to
game.
get
Like,
them.
I don't understand that. It just doesn't make any
One thing
type
about,
of
like,
sense
the
to
old
me, bro.
games, you have
Why am
to
I paying for
grind,
these characters?
literally.
Why?
One thing about these old games, especially like for the Wii and the PlayStation 2, you had to grind to get them. It wasn't something where you complete a level and you get, or like you complete a level and you get them. No, you had to grind them. You had to grind the game, even if you complete the base story. It's a game you have to like continue to proceed and get extra stuff. Like with Classic Ninja, you had to get some of the characters. It was based on you completing the story mode or doing like the characters arcade, the arcade mode. Also, I forgot to mention, when it comes to Dragon Ball games, for me, my first Dragon Ball game was Evolution, was Dragon Ball Evolution. Even though the movie was shit, which I kind of agree, which I agree, the game was solid. They treated like literally um Dragon Ball Evolution for the PSP was basically like a traditional. They turned the Budokai or Shin, that mix of the Budokai and the Shin Budokai into like a traditional fighter game. Cause with Evolution, there's no flying in the air. It's just ground fighting. Like you're not jumping in the air. You're not jumping in the air. You're not like flying and stuff like that. You're just fighting in the ground. But that's what I like about Evolution, cause like Evolution is a game where they rely on your physical your physical movesets instead of like you doing like your flashy key blasts. Other characters they had like the had like key blast moves, but like it was based on like physical artistry, like you punching someone with a and stuff like it was based on physical movesets. So yeah.
For what? They have one of Bardock's friends. I forgot his name. He's new in the game. He hasn't been in the previous game, so that's also cool as well. So like, I guess some characters like that you could maneuver and say, okay, we can make them DLC because people actually want to see them, like Fasha, whatever. I'll give them a slide for that for some of those characters, but characters like King Vegeta, I mean, I guess you could say King Vegeta will be reasonable. People would actually pay for him, but like characters like Nam, Pycon, like these characters should have already been in the game, bro. But you got people like Frieza Soldier taking up a slot in the game. Are you serious?
Not even just that, they had to give. Not even just that. By them taking him, giving it a slot, they had to give this character this different soldier designs or stuff like that. It's the same character but with different skins and stuff. How do you? It's weird how they use skins to take up a character slot. That makes no sense.
Bro. Doesn't make any sense. And then some of these stages, oh my gosh. These stages that they put as DLC should have already been in the game. Kami's palace, Kame's house, those were already in.
Like he's right. Like this he's right. There's a lot of stages that they decide to put. There's a lot of stages in the game that they in this pack that they decide to use as DLC. These stuff should have been in the game. At least for the base roster, they should have used every Dragon Ball Z game, especially like when it comes to like the 3D games. Every game had an island stage. At least like a stage where you can at least you had a state like every Dragon Ball Z fighting game, especially like Tenkaichi 2 had a Kami house stage. And the fact that they use that as a DLC is crazy. Even the select stage has that. And it's not even a stage to fight in the game. How does that make any sense?
The previous game, why am I paying for it now? For what? They're not making these stages free. I guarantee it. They're gonna be a part of the big DLC pack. I guarantee it. If they make it free, trust me, I'll get on here and I'll apologize for everything that I'm saying. However, I know for a fact this is Bandai. This is Bumco. This is Bumco. We are
when they did because the thing
talking about. I called them Bumco because they want to drain every single thing out of our pockets.
The only stage that they added was the damn.
They want to drain the life out of our pockets, bro. Out of our wallets. They want to drain it out because they are about to be homeless.
All it was some big area with a whole bunch of rocks, sticking up, in a red sky and shit. That's basically what they did for Nam. They did for Namek. At least with destroying Planet Namek, it had like cool features like cities or like not cities, like areas being destroyed, houses messed up, lava coming up from the ground, and a whole bunch of glaciers breaking and stuff. You literally see like it's kind of like I'm gonna use Kakarot for example. Even though Kakarot wasn't like a fighting game, what I mean, like a game where you could play with your friends and stuff. When they did the whole thing with Goku versus Frieza, that part of the destroyed Namek stage was actually pretty cool. You could literally see tornadoes forming, different parts of the planet being destroyed, like the houses destroyed, like a whole bunch of places in the game. Was like it was explorative. Well, not explored, but at least like exposed to like greatness of what Kakarot was supposed to be. Like, how do they go? Like, I don't know why Bandai keep making these dumbass choices where they try to bring cool things but ruin it at the same time. Oh, sure.
Actually, very, very insane to me that we are paying for these stages. These stages should have already been in the game. The only stage that we should be paying for is the ice stage because technically that stage has never been in any of the previous games because that's actually a Broly stage. But also at the same time, it's Android 13 stage and they have Android 13 in the game. So, and I think this also has been another stage somewhere else too. I can't really remember, but this has been a stage before. So it's kind of like a hand-in-hand 50-50, but technically it is a new stage. This is like a copy and paste.
Also, another problem, okay, this is not part of the DLC problem, but another problem I have with Spark Zero is how, okay, so with Tenkaichi or or well, just in general, when Tenkaichi did their story mode, they split the story mode between the base story and like a bunch of side characters, a bunch of what if stories, like the movies and the what if stories. Like Tenkai, I could give what like Tenkaichi 2, they treated the game as if you have to explore different areas of the map to progress. I think Tenkaichi 2 has a good story mode. It's the best story out of all of them. For Tenkaichi 3, they treat each mission into like a level or something. But with Tenkaichi 3, they divided the game story in like a perfect way by splitting it to like the main story of the anime and a bunch of what if stories and movie stories and like by sagas and what if stories. So yeah, they basically split the story. They basically split each mission based on like the sagas and the what if stories that were created by in the game and stuff like that. That like Sparking Zero has nothing towards the nothing going on towards Tenkaichi's missions or story mode. They're like Sparking Zero's story mode is ass. I don't like the split. Like it's so garbage, bro. The fact that they had to create a story for each character just for people to play like the story of the game makes no sense. I don't get why they decided to do that. It's so weird, like the way how they made the It's so weird how they made the game story mode is in like as a board game or something like that. And they room like Tenkai like if it was something like Tenkai, no, not Tenkai, Budokai 2, I'm gonna give Budokai 2 a pass, but like Sparking story mode is horrible, in my opinion.
From the Broly movie. So you can say, you know what, that's a slide. They'll get a slide for that one. If this is the Broly stage, they also need to make it a skin where it's the Android 13 stage, because those stages are not the same. So that's the only stage we should be paying for. We shouldn't be paying for Planet Vegeta. We shouldn't be paying for the reskin of that, which is the Earth. I'm pretty sure those are going to be the same stage, just a reskin or whatever. Just basically night and day. We shouldn't be paying for Kami's Palace, and we shouldn't be paying for Kame's house. Why are we paying for these stages? For what? These should already be in the game. This is a finesse pandemic what Bumco is doing. Are you serious right now? Are we serious right now? And then on top of that, we are paying for costumes that should have already been in the game. Why am I paying for Blue Gi Goku? Should have already been in the game. This was in the previous games. Again, I know people are gonna say, oh, you know, we live in a microtransaction era. You know, this is DLC. Obviously, you gotta pay for it. Obviously, it's not about DLC. We live in a microtransaction world now. This is just a part of gaming. Actually do not mind DLC to a certain extent. However, this is where it becomes a problem, because we are paying for stuff that should already been in the game. We got stages that should already be in the game. We got characters that should not be DLC. This is a Bumco problem. They're doing it with Tekken. Look at what Tekken is doing. They're recycling the same characters that they had in the previous game. Brand new characters. I'm not even gonna go into
Wait.
the Tekken. I already
Alright, this is not a okay. Hold on. With Tekken Fate, I'm gonna give Eddie Gordo a pass because actually Eddie Gordo, people say Eddie Gordo is broken in Tekken 8, but he's actually pretty fun to play with. But like he does have a point with the DLC in Tekken 8, like to refurbish a bunch of old characters that are not even fan favorites. She's like she's such a boring ass character. I'm not like y'all might hear what I'm saying. I don't like Lydia. She's a no what fuck Lydia. Yeah, I would have swapped Lydia. I would have swapped as much as I hate Lily, I would have put Lily as a DLC than Lydia. She should have been in the base roster. But then again, like I don't like Lily, bro. I can't stare. This is not a video, but I'll talk about her another.
they had in the previous game. Brand new characters. I'm not even gonna go into Tekken. I already talked about Tekken so many times, but this is the same practice they're doing with this game. Taking stuff that was free last game, no problem last game, and then literally putting them as DLC in this game. Doesn't make any sense. This should already been in the game. There's no debate. No debate. Especially these stages. Why am I paying? Okay. We're gonna move on from this. The next thing is the costumes. Now again, some of these costumes are new, like the Gohan school costume, that's new, I'm pretty sure. A number of costumes that I would like to see is Bojack Trunks costume with the long hair. We need to see that ASAP.
Hell yeah.
We need to see also his armor costume when he fought Cell. What else do we need to see? Oh yeah, they're adding the Gohan where he's wearing the like the kind of like a chef outfit. The Goku where he's like,
How
you
make
know,
him look
Super
like
Saiyan
a
wearing that
it kind
outfit or
yeah,
whatever.
it kind of gives him like
There's
that
also, yeah,
chance
so there's
like
like a number of
ownership
costumes that they're
situation.
adding that they wasn't in the previous game, which I'm okay with, and that's pretty cool. I can't complain about that. But again, that NZ Goku costume that we have to pay for and Gohan Bojack costume, that's unacceptable. That should have already been in the game. That's ridiculous, bro. Why am I paying for that? You know.
Yeah, like I'm gonna be honest, like I said, I feel like characters I'm gonna get. I feel like the only character I'm gonna let it slide in for like DLC because these are basic characters that have never been in the game. I can give Jocko a pass. I would definitely give Chilai a pass. Um, who else? Jocko, Chilai would be getting passed. The costume for Goten and Trunks combined, I'm definitely giving them a pass. Kid Oob has a. I mean, this is the first time like Kid Oob has ever been in like the Tenkaichi related game, so I'm gonna give Kid Oob a pass. So yeah, because I feel like Kid Oob has never been in any of the Tenkaichi games. I'm not talking about the one with the blue outfit. I'm talking about him with his robe. That's feel like that's a character. I feel like that's a character that should definitely get a pass in this game.
It's a real finesse tactic when they have Bojack's ultimate move. That same move that he did was basically what Gohan did in the movie to kill him. But they don't have the costume that he did it in. Do you guys understand what Bumco is doing? This is a finesse pandemic. This is crazy work. They have the ultimate move. They gave it to Bojack. They gave Bojack the ultimate move. But they don't have the costume where Gohan killed him in it. It's just like, bro, you can't make this stuff up, bro. You cannot make this stuff up. Anyway, we move on from that. We're gonna be getting supers and ultimate moves. Now, I don't know if they're gonna do the same thing where it's like it kind of depends on what costume you use. They need to take that out the game. That is stupid and ridiculous. It needs to go with specific characters, not based on a costume. What if I do not like that costume? Can I just put that move on any costume that I want? Why is it costume specific? That stuff is stupid.
Yeah, like that's something I don't like. Like based on what he just
They need
said.
to go back to what they did in Raging Blast and the Ultimate Tenkaichi, where you could like change your super
Okay, Ultimate
move, change your
Tenkaichi, we're
ultimate move
not
to
gonna talk
whatever one
about
you
that
want,
game,
no
but
matter what
Rage and
costume you put
Blast,
on.
yeah, Rage and Blast is a good example. The only problem I have with Rage and Blast 2 is that certain moves, like they have certain moves linked to characters. They use those moves for counters. I don't like the fact they have certain moves that are used for counter characters because they're lucky. Like these are moves that you can barely get a hit on your character and stuff like that. So yeah.
It is not costume specific. That's how it should be like. Why is it costume
Chill.
specific? That is
And
stupid, bro.
Toro.
Just let me change it to whatever I want. That's ridiculous, man. Like, I don't understand. You can copy and paste Raging Blast animations, but you can't copy and paste
I wonder for
simple
Kid
slot
Goku they
stuff?
gave him
You copy and
his
paste
original
one thing,
form.
but you can't copy and paste something that's actually like reasonable to be in the game. It's just foolish, bro. It's just absolute foolish. But again, I think that's pretty cool. They also, if they're gonna add supers and ultimates, change the sound effects, bro. Work on the sound effects, go into the sound design department and fix the sound effects, or add type C moves or whatever. They tried to fix it with type B sound effects or whatever. Those sound like complete garbage. Like they should just take that out the game because that's garbage. And then on top of that, it's like those don't even count towards the supers and ultimate move. It's the same sound effects. Like it only works for melee attacks. How you gonna give us a sound effect pack, but
Picked a great main, but your voice doesn't.
Also, I feel like for Sparking Zero, they need to change the way. They definitely need to change the way how they did the beam clashes. I don't like the beam clashes in the game. I feel like the whole rotating stick thing in Budokai Tenkaichi 3 was way better than it was way better than in Tenkaichi 3 than this game. Like how you go like the way how they did those beam clashes, they took that shit from Budokai 3. You know, like if y'all know what I'm talking about, they basically took the whole ultimate system that Budokai 3 had and brought it to Tank and brought it to Sparking. And the thing with the beam clash is if you're doing it with a friend, you could barely tell who wins or not. Like literally, there's no thing in the game that tells you how you can win and stuff like that. Hold on, y'all, my bad. I gotta fix the mod. I gotta fix the audio.
Bumco does, bro. I don't know any other company. Well, actually, I do. Actually, I changed my mind. I actually do. But you can't make this stuff up, ladies and gentlemen. This is the stuff Bumco is doing. It's absolutely insane. Spike needs to get it together, and Bumco needs to get it together. Especially Bumco, because... Anyway, and the second to last thing we're going to be getting is a new game mode. Now, I'm actually very excited for this game mode, because it actually looks pretty cool. I don't know if it's going to be like an arcade thing, because on the bottom upper hand corner, they have like 1 out of 10. And then on the bottom, they have like... I don't know if that's supposed to be Dragon Balls. They have Senzu Beans there. I think they have levels there and things like that. So I don't know what all that means, and I don't know if this is gonna be like an arcade mode. Like, for example, if you guys play Street Fighter 5, and I think they have this in Street Fighter 6 as well.
Oh shoot, I forgot to mention something. Yo, tell me why Sparking Zero doesn't have a local multiplayer tournament mode, bro. That was like the best mode in Tenkaichi. Like, the fact that you can't even do... They have a whole tournament mode, but it's only for single player and online, bro. I don't know why. And the stages just... Another thing I didn't like about the game was the fact that they had to wait for... They had to make an update just for the local co-op mode, to have more stages. Because originally when the game was released, this game didn't have stages for you to play local co-op. This stage was locked to time to the hyperbolic time changer. It was a thing I never understand why I don't know, like, it's just I don't understand why they decide to make these changes.
Well, like after you finish beating like your opponent, you get to pick what character you want to fight against, and it shows like what level they are. So for example, the highest level being 8, the lowest level being 1. After you finish beating your opponent, you could rather pick Sagat, who's level 6, and that's like kind of difficult, or you could pick Cammy, which is like level 3 or something, and she's not that difficult. So I don't know if that's what they're kind of trying to do, like an arcade mode type of thing. I don't know. We have no details of what's gonna happen. All we know is that we're gonna be able to level up our character, and based on how we level them up, they're gonna get stronger, and we get to see that through.
I mean, I guess this is cool and all. Like, they having all this extra stuff they doing for Goku is kind of cool. I guess
Their aura getting bigger and stuff like that, which is very cool. And we also know that we're gonna be getting unique rewards. Now, I don't know if that means unique titles, because if we are getting unique titles, keep that, bro. I'm good off that. Keep that game mode, put it back in the shelf, put them back where it came from, put it back in storage. We don't need that. Get that up out of here. We don't need that. If they give us unique rewards like auras, super moves, or color palettes, I've been asking for this for like so long. It's not hard to do. All you gotta do is just change the color up for the characters and what they're wearing. It's not that hard. We could get a color palettes, we could get like a hairstyle, a halo, an armor accessory, or something. Like, it's not hard. It's not hard. Like, what is the problem? Why am I getting a title for the time I'm spending?
Real, like, they did this. Like, what can I, like, with what's a good game I can use an example? Evolution. Evolution has a thing. You know how like certain fighting games has a thing where if you use the same character, it changes the like color of the outfit. With Evolution, it makes the character confused who they're fighting with, or who, like, literally, it's something I don't get why these certain games can't like figure out about. I don't know.
On a game mode. Nobody cares about no title that has no belt. Nobody cares about no title. Do not sit up there and put on the website unique rewards and then you give us a title and it's like flashy or a lights up or something. This is not Christmas. I don't care about no title with no belt. So again, if they put out this new game mode and I play it and my reward is a title, I promise you I'm gonna come on here, and you might get a diss track and you might hear the most biggest rant of all time. Like, you might see me crash out. I've already crashed out on this game already. So
Eve to me is basically freedom. It's a
Alright, we gonna skip this ads. We're not interested about this dumbass Eve thing. Sorry.
again, Bumco better not mess us up. Better not. We've been asking for rewards. You gave us Mission 100. Great game mode, no reward. You give us survival mode. The same thing. We're getting a title. Nobody cares. Stop giving us titles. with no belt. I did not know you was sponsored by WWE or TNA
I thought the title shit was for for the tournament mode. I did not know that was
or UFC. You guys need to get it together. You might as well be connected to them because both of you guys' games are doing down.
You know what? If they're gonna add Nova Shinra, they better add Ice Shinra because I feel like you know what? Ice Shinra would have been a better DLC. Would have been a new character DLC. I think if they did something where both Nova and Ice did a tag mode, a tag ultimate, that shit would have been so tough.
Bad stuff. So again, give me that game mode and give me a unique reward, please, bro. PLZ. Do not waste my time. Especially if this game mode is something that we have to pay for. It's gonna be a part of the DLC pack, which I'm gonna tell you guys right now. This game mode might be a part of the DLC pack. Yes, this might be the first time where we actually have to pay for a game mode. Sounds insane? I say that because look at the description. They put all this information and then they put a free update is gonna be the way the gameplay is or whatever. So they're literally categorizing that there's going to be a free update and then there's going to be stuff you have to pay for. So they literally are categorizing it that this game mode is most likely going to be a part of the DLC pack that we have to pay for. So again, if that's the case, which is absolute garbage, I will say if they implement it in this way, hear me out. If they do it in a way where it's like the costumes, the super moves is all behind the game mode, like when you play the game mode and you like beat the levels or whatever in the events and stuff that they have available, you get super moves, you get ultimates, you get costumes, you get auras, all this stuff. If they do it that way, I will not complain. And the reason why I say that because I'm thinking of it in a business mindset, because not only you get the casual player to buy it so they can have something to do with the game, you also give people that play online that are competitive an incentive to buy it, because when they play online and they come across like a casual player and they see someone like with a crazy costume or they do like a crazy ultimate move that's a part of the DLC pack that they paid for, the online person is gonna be like, yo, what is that move? That move is broken, that move is fire, like I need to see like what that is, or that costume was fire, I wonder where you got that from. And then they're gonna look it up and they're gonna see that it's a part of the DLC pack, and then they might give them the reason to buy it and actually play the game mode. So that actually is a valid business move, even though it's garbage and it's trash that we gotta pay for a game mode, but it's reasonable. I actually will give them a slide for that because that's actually thinking very smart business wise. Again, it still sucks and it's complete garbage, but it is reasonable and I'll give them a slide for that. It gives not only an incentive to buy it, but also an incentive to play the game mode and actually spend your time.
I mean, he's right. Like you have like it's not even just that. You have the modders that are literally doing this stuff that are way ahead of these Bandai Namco game creators. And the fact that the mod team, I don't know, the modders that are literally making character designs of the characters that's supposed to be in the game is great. And they're way ahead of the official creators. Like, and that's sad because they literally take a whole when it comes to like dropping new DLCs for like certain games and shit, it can take like a month or two or like a whole year just for them to like drop a new character. I mean, yeah, it takes time and shit. I'll let it slide, but like, don't add a new character that's gonna fuck up the game. Like they adding these new shit that nobody asked for. And then when they, like I said, don't add something that's gonna mess up the game. Because if you know it's gonna look shit and it's gonna make the game feel like shit, then it should have been in there. They should have made this an an original project instead of them making a whole deal, Steve, just to have the original characters brought back to something that should have had had it in the first place. I don't know.
Playing the new game mode and actually enjoy it because you're gonna get a nice reward for it. That's if they keep their word on the unique rewards. If they do not, I promise you I'm going to crash out. But anyway, oh yeah, they're also gonna be adding like new gameplay changes. I think they said something about chain attacks or something like that. I don't really care. I don't really have a problem with the gameplay because I don't really play
For the
online.
chain, like I'll say this, like I said, like for the chain blast, it kind of reminds me of Unity, the Unity system in One Piece Burning Blood. I'm not a fan of One Piece. I don't hate it, but like I'm not really like someone who would urgently watch it. But for the game, it's actually pretty cool. And also like, hold on, let's get it back. All right, guys, I'm back.
like that. I might start playing online, seeing how people play and stuff. But I know a lot of people, like people online, have been asking for like changes, and people have been ripping this game. And I know Bumco has been really focusing on single player people, which I respect 100%. But you have to, they have to satisfy both parties, because both
not
parties
gonna
is
hold
what
you.
keeps the game going. So
They need to fix the connectivity towards online, because one thing I don't like, especially, I feel like connecting to a match takes like forever, especially when it comes to finding someone. You could hop on, like, have the nicest, like, clearest Wi-Fi, and it takes like a whole 30 minutes or hour just to find one person playing the game. And when you play, because when you, I had PlayStation, so like when I start the game, it literally shows like who's playing or not. But when you like wait for someone in a game, it doesn't even like it takes forever just to meet up with someone in a match. Also, they need to make a penalty system, especially like when somebody rages in a match. They should give you the points for that. I didn't even know that was a thing. Like,
they need to figure that out,
I
and they need to fix
it's
all the
it's unfair
balances of all
towards
that stuff. They
console
need to fix
players.
that
They want to give it to
ASAP, or else
PC
we're gonna have a
users, but
problem. Or else you're
not
gonna have
console
multiplayer people
users.
continue to complain about the balances, and then people are just not gonna play the game online. So, and that's gonna be a problem. So yeah, let me know how you guys feel about it in the comments below. Are you guys excited for any of this stuff? Are you excited for any of this stuff that they're gonna add in the summer? I don't know when this is gonna drop specifically. Knowing Bumco, they're probably gonna drop this like probably like mid-July, late July, or like even late August, because Bumco likes to do stuff like mad late. Like if they say summer, most likely it's gonna be like late August or mid-August or something. It's not gonna be June. They're not generous like that. They already disappointed me like so many times, so I don't have high expectations at all. So it is what it is. But yeah, let me know how you guys feel about it in the comments below. Like I said, I'm excited for the new game mode. I'm excited for the stuff that they're gonna add. But again, why am I paying for characters like PyCon? Nom? Anyway, but yeah, let me know how you guys feel about it in the comments below. I love you guys. Like the video, subscribe if you're new, subscribe to my Christian channel. It's very important to your salvation. What happens after death? The link will be in the description. If you guys want to see why Sparky Zero Super
So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the reaction. Yeah, like I said, um huge shout outs to Zoom 7K for actually letting users for actually letting me react to his video. Once again, guys, remember, this is not my video. I'm just reacting to it. So yeah, like I said, shout outs to Zoom. Like I said, shout out to my voice Zoom for letting me react to the video, because I feel like this is actually a good eye opener for Bandai, for them to realize what kind of the mistakes they're doing, especially with the game. Cause like there's a lot of shit I feel like there's a lot of things that they're doing to mess up the game. Like he said, with the whole them having the whole DLC with the characters. There's a lot of the characters they decide, like these characters they're creating for this pack does not deserve for DLC, which they should have, when they should have been in the base roster. Cause a lot of times they keep adding, like a lot of times they keep adding these characters that they keep picking these characters that were originally from the original game, and then now making them making them as like new characters for a new. This is technically a new, like one of a new game that Dragon Ball, a new fighter game that Dragon Ball is making, and for them to ruin it by having the stuff that nobody asked for is crazy. Like, I'm even worried what they're gonna do to Xenoverse 2. So I mean, I'm worried what they're gonna do the same thing to Xenoverse 3, because for Xenoverse 1, I feel like they took away a whole bunch of characters that should have been in the game. Um, they got rid of Dr. Gero. They got rid of Dr. Gero. They got rid of they got rid of Android 19. There's a lot of characters that should have been. There's a lot of stuff that they should have added in the game, like not only Goku unlocking Super Saiyan, Vegeta, getting Super Saiyan, like Future Trunks getting Super Saiyan. Like he should have fought. I'm not even gonna hold you. Characters. I'm hoping for Xenoverse 3 they add medical. Add meta, not medical. They add Mecha Frieza. Um King Cold, um, Android 19, Dr. Jerome. They should at least put all the forms for Frieza and Cell. Like, at least give us, because they made a whole mission in Xenoverse. They did a whole mission in Xenoverse 3 where, hold on. They did a whole mission in Xenoverse 3 where, no, not Xenoverse 3. They did a whole mission in Xenoverse 2 where they really add everybody in the game except for, like, no, not a mission. They have a mission where you have to fight all the forms of Cell, but it's not an unlockable character, which I feel is weird because this was not, and the mission was based on what's it called? The mission was based on a thing for breakers because you had to talk to Oolong and in order, and he had to like do something for like selling. We had to like help a whole bunch of civilians and selling shit like that. At least like if they're not gonna have what's it called? If they're not gonna have um second form Cell in the base game, at least give us like at least give us like him to unlock in a mission or something, or like some kind of DLC or something. Cause like second form Cell is actually pretty cool, especially with his final his ultimate. Like literally, I feel like he's one of the characters that gets that gets dirt on a lot. So yeah. This is based on my reaction towards Sparking Zero. Like I said, shout out to my boy Zoom for letting me do the reaction on this video. Like I said, this is not mine, so but yeah, if you like the live, I will go. I'm gonna come back in a few, but I fix some stuff real quick. So yeah, if you like the reaction, I will try my best to make the reaction better because I do get nervous when it comes to talking to you guys. But any like any any like advice you guys can give me, I take it because I like taking advice and stuff like that. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Also, like a comment, so like give me some suggestions of what y'all want me to do next, and yeah, also follow my boy Zoom 7K on YouTube and TikTok. I also keep also like and subscribe. We're almost close to 100 guys, so yeah, like and subscribe and share and do all that jazz. Also, I do have a TikTok. I do have a TikTok, so it's basically my name. Just search up John Crooker and yeah, it's lit. See y'all later, guys.